Magandang gabi mga kaliga. Basketball na muna tayo sa ating pagpapatuloy ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And for tonight, we are coming to you live from the Batangas City Coliseum, the home of the inaugural champions of the MPBL. And for the second game of your MPBL Tuesday, we do feature the Bacoor Strikers and Laguna Krah Asia. As you can see, there's James Quecote, who's coming off of 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals in their previous outing. And there's Bacoor's best player, Mike Cañete, who on his MPBL return scored 14 points against San Juan. Tonight, they're going to go up against Laguna, who are looking to get back to the winning column after dropping their last 4 outings here in the 5th season of the MPBL. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Alongside our courtside reporter, Mika Abesames, this is Mitch Gomez with Javi Palanya. Javi, Bacoor right now, they're looking good here in the MPBL. Laguna on the other end, it's 4 straight losses. So how do you think they can get an upset here, a victory against Bacoor?
Oh, very important for Laguna to be able to get off to a good start. That has not been the case in their past few games. That's why their past few opponents, especially Pampanga in their last game, really dominated them. Well, itong Bacoor really looking good, as you mentioned, after that first loss against Caloocan this season. So let's see if Bacoor will be able to get to the top of the Southern Division standings with a victory here.
Well, folks, we are no strangers to upsets here in the league. Just earlier today, Val City scored their first victory against the Rizal Golden Coolers. Now, we thank you for joining us live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal TV, and of course, our live streams on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, let's go back to the previous game of the Bacoor City Strikers, which happened on their home court, and that was against the second season champions of the MPBL, the San Juan Knights.
Now, in this game, Bacoor took an early lead after the end of the first quarter. They were up 19-9, and they led by as much as 28 points en route to their 6th victory of the season. And James Quecote was just really stellar once again. Even if Michael Cañete was able to make a triumphant return, a lot of players really performed well. It was a total team effort for the Bacoor City Strikers. 25.4% from the field para sa San Juan. And Bacoor didn't really shoot very much better from the field, 36.4%. But it was just really the total team play for the rest of the game that really propelled them to the victory. They moved the ball around, 22 assists, and 42 bench points. Just really exhibited what kind of play Bacoor had in that match.
Such a great game for Bacoor, not only scoring 73 points, but imagine that, limiting San Juan to only 49 points here in the 5th season of the MPBL. Now let's go to the Laguna Krah Asia side, who last played inside the Imus Sports Complex. Ken Asibar had a monster game, scoring 30 points despite an injured elbow. Unfortunately, it was not enough against Balti Baltazar in Pampanga.
You know, Laguna has had the habit of keeping in step with their opponent. Although they might be down, pero maliit lang yung naging agwat nila after the end of the first or second quarters. But come the second half, talagang bumibitiw na talaga yung kalaban nila. And that's exactly what happened in this game. Pampanga was just up by 5 points after the end of the first quarter. But then they pulled away in the second half and just really dominated them despite the big performance of Ken Asibar. When you give up 54.7% from the field to your opponent, that's pretty much the rest of the game. 59 rebounds as well. 58 points in the paint, which led to 29 second chance points after those 18 offensive rebounds. That's really a hard game to win if you're Laguna.
They just could not stop Balti Baltazar, who had 20 points and 20 boards in that last game of his versus Laguna. So can they actually get a victory against Bacoor today? That is the question as we turn you over to Richard Tampos.
Dito sa Batangas City Coliseum, and welcome to the second game. It's Bacoor versus Laguna. Live on MPBL FB page, YouTube channel, and MPTV Signal Channel 98. The 2023 OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 5, presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. First, for Bacoor City Strikers, Philbet.com. Starting at forward number 15, James Quecote. At guard number 20, Joel Lee Yu. Point guard number 24, Jimboy Pasturan. Playing center number 81, Jammer Hamito. Power forward number 52, Mark Yee. Bacoor City Strikers Philbet.com is led by Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches RB Mangajas, Marlo Corpin, Jigs Guadamor, the Skyscraper Marlo Aquino, Royce Cuevas, Enoy Enriquez, and Big Mac Antaya. Team consultants are Brian Aganos, Chris Conway, and Willie Generalao. Assistant team manager Lawrence San Jose. Co-team owner and manager Dennis Abella. Team owners are Mr. Che Cabal Revilla and Bacoor City. Honorable Mayor Strike Revilla. Now the starting five for Laguna Krah Asia. Starting at center, number 62, Paulo Quiminales. Power forward, number 26, Ken Asibar. Also at forward, number 13, Dexy Mezcaliado. One guard, number 1, Nino Ibanez. Two guard, number 6, the playing team owner, Pat Año Nuevo. Laguna Krah Asia head coach is Nat Gregorio. Assistant coaches Joe Martiera and Jody Balenya. Assistant team manager Chubi Año Nuevo. Referees for this ballgame are
Here we go, folks. It's Laguna versus Bacoor, starting with Jimboy Pastoran, Joey Liu, Jammer Hamito, Marky, and James Quecute. The same five for the Strikers. And a couple of switches for Laguna. We have Nino Ibanez, Alan Año Nuevo, Paulo Quiminales, Ken Asibar, and Dexter Mezcaliado. Ibanez, Quiminales, and Asibar are the usual starters. So they do have Mezcaliado and Año Nuevo starting this game to try to change things up, because as we mentioned, it's been 4 straight losses for Laguna on the other end. After Bacoor dropped their first loss against Caloocan, they won back-to-back, the latter of which was against San Juan, where they were able to limit the Knights to just 49 points. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Javi Palanya and Mika Abesamis. Three-pointer for Nino Ibanez is good.
That's a good start right there for Laguna. They get the opening tip, and Mezcaliado drives inside to that baseline to be able to set up Ibanez for that corner pocket 3.
Again, we do tell you the story of David's triumphant over Goliaths here in the MPBL. Just before this game, we did see a victory for Val City, their first one at that, against the Rizal Golden Coolers. That only means we have to remind ourselves, you can't count out a team like Laguna in this matchup versus Bacoor.
Oh yeah, definitely. And right now for this game, as you mentioned earlier, some tweaks to the starting lineup para kay Coach Nat Gregorio. Let's see if the changes made here. No Francis Camacho and no Jerome Garcia in the starting unit para sa Laguna. Let's see if this change will be able to be sustained right through the end of this game para sa Heroes.
There's a miss from Ken Asibar, rebounded by Bacoor. And here's Joel Liu on the pull-up mid-range shot, which he loves. He makes it.
Pretty jumper right there by Joel Liu, able to get inside off of that brush screen from the left wing. Something that he really has been working doubly and triply hard on since his college days. But there's a kiss off the glass right there by Nino Ibanez. 5 quick points for the point guard.
Ibanez, coming off of 7 points in their previous outing, is well on pace to surpass that. On the other end, it's James Quecute, who comes off of 14 points against San Juan. He drives immediately and he picks up the foul.
Double high screen right there for Laguna. Joel Liu was right there to help, but Ibanez made the proper read, launching for that floater just before the defense could bother him.
Quecute proceeds to the line. James Quecute is number 7 in the league in terms of free throw shooting at 75%. And he did tell us that it's not really much of an adjustment for him from the NCAA to the MPBL. The physicality is not really that far. And as you can see, he is physically ready with his body. A lot of people might think that he bulked up, but he tells us that he actually gained weight from a lot of eating during the pandemic. But he still looks very good. Here's Paulo Quiminales, who draws the foul on the other end.
Well, a player like him, of his caliber, you could only hope that he will just get better as the season progresses. Again, to remind everybody, we will be playing until December. It's a 28-game season for the 29 teams that we have here in the MPBL. So much more to see and so much more exciting things yet to happen dito sa ating regular season.
And we would like to remind everybody that the balance of the league has shifted a lot in this season. Last year, if you can pinpoint some of the championship favorites, right now there's a lot for you to choose from. One of them should be this team, the Bacoor City Strikers.
Definitely. And even Nueva Ecija, who is 8-0 right now, you could see that they are not as dominant as they used to be last year.
It's not a shade to Nueva Ecija. It's a testament to their opponents, just like Marikina last Saturday, who almost beat them in overtime. As Asibar turns the ball over to Marquis.
And I'm sure they welcome the challenge. I'm sure Coach Gerson Cabiltes, a championship coach like he is, he really loves this league buffing up and really giving them much needed challenge. I'm sure his players need it also.
Here's Nino Ibanez off of the steal. He goes all the way to match his previous game output of 7 points.
Very aggressive to start this game. Very active offensively to si Nino Ibanez.
Here's Jimboy Pastoran. Couple of starts already for him in this season. Kick out. Quecote for 3. Bit too strong. Here's Ibanez. Forward pass to Quiminales. Paulo Quiminales with a beautiful 1-2.
Has always been that big man who can run the floor, handle that basketball in the half court. Very finesse move right there coming from Paulo Quiminales. But you see here, Nino Ibanez not just active offensively, but they're turning defense into 2 points. And here you see the sidestep by Quiminales against Joel Liu to give Laguna a 7-point lead heading into this timeout.
Back at the Batangas City Coliseum for your OKBet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abisamis, and improvement and team before self ang nakasulat sa board ni Coach Nat Gregorio. We have been talking about how the not-so-strong teams are getting stronger, and this should serve as great motivation for his boys for this game specifically. He also said to them, sana magsabay-sabay ang ganda ng laro nyo. He wants them to focus on the details. If you see that the first team option is not working, go to the second option. If not, the third. Kung wala pa rin, then go ahead and use your talents. Point is, unahin muna ang system. Migs Javi.
That's actually a great point about yung pagsasabay-sabay ng magandang laro ng Laguna, no? Because you can't have only one player exploding in one game for you to be able to secure a victory. Specifically, that guy, their previous outing, Ken Asibar, as he makes a jump shot, he scored 30 points. But then again, the rest of his team, bit of a struggle against Pampanga.
Yeah, he really showed flashes of his old self in that game. Talking about Ken Asibar, was really an explosive scorer especially during his collegiate days with the UE Red Warriors. And I'd love to see more of that as he plays here for Laguna this season. Pero tama ka dyan, Coach Nat Gregorio needs everybody to play stellar basketball para sa kanila. But that guy, Joel Liu, has been hitting his shots from the outside. I'd never lived to see the day that I would be complimenting him on his jump shots, but I actually am. 5 points already in the game for Joel Liu.
And for you guys to understand, Javi Palanya, that is Joel Liu, his former high school teammate, who could not make jump shots when they were teammates before.
Just to be clear, guys, it was the both of us who were both lefties. That's why we were just tasked to guard the best offensive player of the other squads because we could not hit jumpers as lefties.
So at least ngayon, pareho kayong umasenso sa buhay.
Oo nga. Just in different facets of the game.
Right now, it is 12-5 as Asibar fires. That's short. Rebound belonging to Bacoor. And yet, they almost lost it. And here's Joel Liu, the only guy who has made a field goal. Even 2 for Bacoor. Here's Marquis. 3-pointer. Bit too strong. Rebound, Ibanez.
Oh, Ibanez is really active right now. Also on the glass. There you see him cutting inside, just unable to handle that pass by Asibar.
You know, Ibanez had 6 boards and 10 assists as well in the previous game as Quecote escapes for an easy layup.
I'm sure a lot of people are very happy seeing Jimboy Pastoran passing to James Quecote because that was not a reality that they thought would happen in their collegiate days. Of course, Pastoran playing for College of St. Benil and Quecote playing for the San Pedro Red Lions, as Mescaliado able to get a jumper off the glass.
You know, we can't underestimate this guy, Dexter Mescaliado. Last year when he was playing for Coach Elvis Tolentino, he was such a vital piece to that system that really develops talents here in the MPBL, as James Quecote makes a three-pointer.
Well, there is a talent that is continuing to develop here in the MPBL, and the sky's the limit for this guy, James Quecote.
Quecote is number 5 in the league in three-point mix per game, averaging 3 three-point bombs. There's Asibar posting up against Quecote, a bit too strong on the layup. It's rebounded by Marquis, who is number 6 in the league in terms of boards. Inside they go. Cañete. How about that? There's a miss on that finesse move. That seems to be the signature for Michael Cañete, yung kontra-tempo niya in a basketball game.
Very patient, not rushing on his moves. Just could not finish right there. But, you know, that's the timing that he has to regain after spending a lot of time off from the MPBL. But there you see James Quecote. This guy is such a versatile scorer. He could hit from the outside, attack the basket, put the moves on you using his handle. That's why he's so vital here to the cause of Bacoor, because he gives so much versatility on the side of Coach Alex Angeles.
You know, Javi, speaking of James Quecote's versatility, I asked him, what do you want to improve on? And he said, I want to be a point guard.
Wow.
Imagine if he could be a great point guard at that size.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, he could really just revolutionize that spot.
Quecote almost got the steal. He is number 4 in the league in steals per game at 2.5. He's such a deadly player for Bacoor, as Paulo Potejos, the Laguna All-Star from last year, checks in for the first time for Dexter Mescaliado.
I mean, you know, it's not every day that you see a point guard with that kind of height, but also with that type of athleticism.
Yes. Tough inbound there. Turnover force. Joel Liu finding James Quecote for the layup.
That could have been a slam had he had more time to launch. But nevertheless, 2 points right there para kay James Quecote. Great setup, unselfish play by Joel Liu.
Just like that, because of the pressure defense implemented by Bacoor, they're able to trim the lead down to 2 points. An easy lefty layup by James Quecote. Top board pa para sa kanya. The score is 14-12 under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. James Quecote is currently number 4 in the league in steals per game. So that is a testament that he is not only a one-dimensional player.
And great players in this game of basketball are not just offensive players. They are also very impressive defensive players. And if you pattern your game with guys like, you know, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, these guys are amazing defensive players. And James Quecote, I'm sure, patterns right after these two amazing players.
Oh, steal here for Joel Liu. It ends up with an easy layup for him. So that's been working for Bacoor. They've been forcing Laguna to make turnovers.
Well, it's not James Quecote who has been getting the steals here, but Joel Liu, you expect him to be able to do that. That's always been his type of game ever since we were in high school. You know, good timing. You can never be too comfortable and too complacent dribbling against him, especially in the backcourt.
Bacoor has now tied things up, 14-all. Here's Marquis working with Quecote. The screen from the veteran. Quecote finds himself open and he delivers from downtown.
He was already open initially, but he took his time, set himself up, and got a better look at the basket and made sure that went down through the hole.
17-14. Bacoor now has the lead. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first. Ibanez looking for Villanueva against Cañete. Ivan trying to post up. Another steal for Joel Liu.
I think that's number 3 already in this game.
Forward they go. Kwekute on the drive. He picks up the foul.
And the great thing is, they don't seem to look tired at this point with
Right.
all the activity that they've been having on both ends of the floor.
Marquis is not even sweating that much. And he started this game. Alvin Alday now checks in. That's also the thing about Bacoor. They're that deep. It's Aaron Hiruta now with the basketball. Aaron on the post. Asking Cañete to cut. It's a turnover forced by Santiago. And here's Montejos. David Santiago working with Jay Gars. Montejos. Cañete meeting him up top. Paulo onto Ivan with 8 to work with Santiago. Ooh, a corner 3 for David Santiago.
And there you see the implementation of what Coach Nat Gregorio was asking of his team during their huddle before this game in the dugout, to trust the system right there. Even if Paulo Ponteos threw a mismatch on the switch, he made that extra pass, and eventually it ended up with Santiago for that open shot in the right corner.
There's a miss on the other end, rebounded by Jagars. And here's Paulo Pontejos. Can Laguna regain the lead here? Picked by Villanueva. Leaner signature, Paulo Pontejos.
That Statue of Liberty one-handed shot by Paulo Pontejos, just a beauty right there. Good two-man game, great screen set by Ivan Villanueva that opened up the lane in the middle para kay Paulo Pontejos.
19-17 is our score. Laguna back on top. Here's Alvin Altay. He works with Cañete, who tries to barge his way through, and he does.
He just doesn't really seem to rush himself, si Mike Cañete.
Yeah.
Very chill, but alam mo yung chill na alam niya kung anong gagawin niya.
Oo, eh.
Hindi siya mararattle.
Tamang bangga, tamang timing, tamang bagal. And he's even joking around that he's not in good condition because he's been out of the MPBL for quite a while. He even played some 3x3 basketball. But again, in Michael Cañete's MPBL return, he was the best player for Bacoor.
Can't be too humble about that.
He's just a
14
nice
points
guy.
in less than 16 minutes.
Yeah, he's that efficient. There's that move. Again, tamang physicality, tamang timing for Michael Cañete.
That's the luxury if you're already a player who has gone to play here in the MPBL before and is coming back right now, because alam mo na kung paano i-approach, how you're gonna condition your body to get back here into this game, as Chito Jaime knocks down a three-pointer from straight away.
Speaking of good conditioning, that's a great model for conditioning here in the MPBL. Sila ni Marquis leading the way for Bacoor. It's 22-19 with under 15 seconds remaining in the first. Here's Paulo Pontejos against two defenders. Villanueva with 8 to work with. They go back to Santiago. The drive by David, kicking it out. Ivan, too strong, rebounded by Alday, who will have to fire this one up. That's off to the right, and that will end it for the first quarter. An early lead for Laguna, but easily tracked back, especially with the pressure defense by Bacoor.
Well, Laguna, they've been playing relatively well here in the first quarter compared to their previous outings. That guy, Nino Ibanez, leading the way for the Laguna Krah Asia Heroes. Activity on both ends of the floor para sa kanya, which sparked a great run in them. Paolo Quiminales also getting some baskets there early on. But Joel Liu, his defense has really anchored the play of Bacoor to be able to regain the lead, as well as that man, James Kwekute.
Kwekute leads the way with 11 points in the first quarter. Joel Liu just behind him with 6. Our score 22-19 after 1. The second quarter has begun between the Bacoor City Strikers and Laguna Krah Asia. This is the second game of your MPBL Tuesday. There's a foul here.
It looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul.
See the first quarter shooting, 9 out of 16, 8 out of 13, both above 50% for Bacoor and Laguna. And by the way, we would like to thank our sponsors, OKBet. Together we win with OKBet. Extreme, the one-stop shop appliances store. Suzuki, our official motorcycle partner. Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the MPBL. And Anta, the MPBL's official outfitter. And we would also like to take this time to announce to everybody that Mark Pingris has now arrived in the building. He will be in action later on with the Imos SV squad, going up against the Batangas City Embassy Chill. So that is something to watch out for. If you're a Batangueño who lives nearby, do come into the Batangas City Coliseum to witness some of the Pinoy basketball legends that we have seen the past couple of years. You see the unspo here?
It's just going to be a regular foul, an offensive variety on Chito Jaime. Hence the baseline inbound in the backcourt para sa Laguna.
Referee changing their call. That's good for Chito Jaime as Heruta gets the steal. He finds Cañete, who hangs in the air.
I am dumbfounded by the fact that he was able to get that much hang time as soon as he went up and finished those 2 points. I was like, what?
There really is something about how this guy moves. Michael Cañete, he's a different version of a Kyle Anderson, of a slow-mo, as Jay Gars scores inside.
Oh, that's one man who, once he regains his bearings and his old timing, could be very dangerous para dito sa Laguna. He's coming off an Achilles injury, and that's not an easy injury to get back from.
It takes a year, no?
Yeah.
At minimum, to recover from an Achilles injury. And even so, when you recover from it, there's already a bit of a change in the way you play.
Exactly. That's why you really have to get a lot of court time to be able to regain your old style of play. And, you know, Jay Gars is slowly getting there. He's lost some weight already, as you can see there from that move. Great half spin to an up and under and the kiss off the glass.
His former teammate Alwin Alday is now going up against him. Kasama sila dati sa Bicol Volcanoes with Ron J. Buenafe. Here's Chito Jaime with his second three-pointer in the ball game.
He really loves that spot, that top of the circle three. Chito Jaime has been doing that countless times here in the MPBL and has really shown us that if you take care of your body, if you work on your craft, if you're passionate, you really show it on the court.
Chito is part of the 1,000 points club in the MPBL, which he achieved earlier inside the Strike Gym. Here's Ken Asibar. Pass inside. Ball was tapped away by Cañete.
Miscommunication right there between Asibar and Kiminales, but good thing Cañete had last touch on that basketball, so Mezcaliado will be throwing it out of bounds on the baseline para sa Laguna.
3 seconds to shoot here for Laguna. Kiminales will fire. That's short. Rebound Cañete. Bacoor looking to extend their lead. Forward pass on to Chito Jaime. Good feed by Aaron Heruta.
He got Kiminales up in the air, and Mezcaliado, or was that Azibar, who tried to defend him on that hip side, did not do anything to try and bother that shot anymore.
Jay Gars with a fake, catching Heruta to go up in the air. Here's Paolo Pontejos with 9 on the shot clock. Pontejos, tough pass inside. One more. Almost stolen away. Good hands, good anticipation by Jandermal. Again, there's 3 on the shot clock for Laguna. Baseline inbound. Asibar will have to fire this one up. Oh, he loses time. That's a shot clock violation.
There's something that you call overpassing in the game of basketball. And there you see Laguna. Asibar already had a chance to go up for the shot, but instead tried to locate Kiminales on the left side. That was read very well by the Bacoor defense. And they were led into a pressure-packed situation with 3 seconds left on the clock.
It's 29-21. Aaron Heruta, right-handed layup is no good. Rebounded by Jay Gars. Pressure from the backcourt, broken down by Laguna. Ibanez, bounce pass to Kiminales for the easy 2.
That was a great screen by Ken Asibar that prevented Mike Cañete from helping out when Paolo Quiminales went for that shot on the right side. Good pass as well by Nino Ibanez.
The lead is 6. 7 minutes and 8 seconds in the second quarter. There's a foul picked up by Alvin Alday.
It's not going to take a lot of time for Alvin Alday to try and look for his shot. Wasn't able to convert that buzzer-beating three from a few feet out of the three-point line at the end of the first quarter. But here's the great setup by Nino Ibanez to Quiminales. There you see Asibar might have gotten away with a slight push, but still good transition attack converted by the Laguna Krah Asia Heroes.
Here's Alvin Alday, who also is a member of the 1,000 Points Club in the MPBL. Again, this guy has a great story. Not the brightest of names coming off of high school and college, but he has shined in this league. One of the veterans already of the MPBL. And he tells us there's only one key ingredient for him, and that is kapal ng mukha. It's
I was
simple.
expecting hard work. But okay, that should work too.
30-23 our score, under 7 minutes in the second quarter. Here's Nino Ibanez on the drive. He found the opening, resulting into an easy layup.
9 points already in this game para kay Nino Ibanez. He continues to make mincemeat of that defense.
The other end, Jander Mal extending. Just could not make the layup. And that's an illegal play. You can't get the ball when you're coming from outside.
Yeah, he was not able to establish position right there when he got back into that baseline. Here you see the slight hesitation by Ibanez made everybody think that he was going for that pass. But instead, got that sail away to the hoop and got the floater to go off the glass.
We go back with Laguna. Ivan Ludovice now inside the game. Imagine that, Ludovice is your third string point guard. Asibar facing up. They go to Quiminales. That's a good play by Laguna.
Ludovice tried to bother him with a bump on the cut, but Quiminales kept his balance, received the pass, turned for the shot, and made it.
Chito Jaime on the catch. That's his third three-pointer.
Oh, he's starting to sizzle here in the first half. Ito si Chito Jaime. All of his three-point shots have been all nylon.
And he ties Quecute with 11 points to lead the game. Ibanez, 1-2. No good. Rebound, Quiminales. That's a tough board. And he picks up the foul.
Gotta give credit to these two young guys, Nino Ibanez and Paolo Quiminales. They have been playing very hard here para sa Laguna and have kept them afloat in this game. There's that banker off the glass, but here you see Chito Jaime draining it from the left wing despite the challenge of Paolo. Talking about Quiminales and Ibanez, they're going up against a very veteran roster, and Quiminales going up against Marky and a guy like Chito Jaime. That's not an easy task.
Yes, Marky himself.
You have to deal with experience. You have to deal with the physicality. Those are really tough to go around. He split his free throws right there. Let's see if he can sustain this kind of play all throughout.
It's 33-28. Chito Jaime. That's another look for three. This time, it's no good. Recovery for Jan Herbal.
Because of the presence of Chito Jaime and Marky right there on that front line, we forget that Jan Herbal is actually there for Bacoor.
Herbal is one of the tallest, if not the tallest small forward that the league has to offer. You can even argue he is as tall as Yi and Jaime.
And he just doesn't have the height. He also has the length. Look at that wingspan that he possesses.
Certainly a very tough defender that Jonathan Rivera is now facing. They go to Mezcaliado. That's a good fake. The test was there from Ajay, but to no avail.
Great adjustment right there. That would have been an easy block had Mezcaliado gone for the conventional layup, but he adjusted, got the semi-hook shot to go off the glass.
Laguna just keeping at it here versus Bacoor. 5-point lead for the Strikers. Jan Herbal will fire. That's a three-pointer.
I think that's only a 2-pointer. He had his foot on the line. Our referee already pointed that initially.
So it's 37-30. Nino Ibanez going to Jonathan Rivera. And here's Paolo Jimenales. Escaliado on the catch. Pull up, short. Rebound. Jimenales has been working really hard. Unfortunately, he could not convert. The other end we go. Ivan Ludovice surveying the floor. They go back to Nermal. That's back-to-back jump shots. That's another 2-pointer.
That's correct. Referees will review that to see if that was indeed a foot on the line.
That's just unfortunate for Jan Nermal. Instead of having 6 points, you have 4. But he will take this 9-point lead for Bacoor.
I give credit to this man, Jan Nermal, to be able to improve his game throughout the years. And not just that, also put some weight and some muscle on his body.
That's a good point. That's always the argument about him. He's long, he's lean. There's that pass by Marquis finding Nermal for that 2-pointer. He just barely put his foot on the line.
Laki kasi ng paa eh.
Oh, and then on the second try, it still is a 2.
Very clear right there on the replay.
By the way, Nermal now is being joined by Mark Mantuano, the All-Star last year for the Bacoor City Strikers. Also with them are Marquis, JC Adjay, and Ivan Ludovice. Here's Yi. They set up Ivan, who fakes and drives. Ludovice, no good. That's a good block by Jimenales. And it's recovered by Ibanez. Chased by Adjay. Nino driving. Pass, almost intercepted. Here's Ano Nuevo. Shot clock reading 14. Escaliado. Under 3 minutes and 20. Dexter on the drive. Way off on that shot. And we go back with Bacoor. Nermal onto Yi. Back to Jan. He fires again. This time, it should be a 3-pointer. Yes, it is.
He made sure that time as he got another kick out, this time on the left wing. Jan Nermal stepping out once again to the 3-point area, getting that pass from Marquis. He was a few centimeters behind that line, and despite the challenge of Dex Mescaliado, that's the advantage when you're tall and long like Jan Nermal, the ability to shoot over the top.
Nermal now extends the lead to 12 points for Bacoor. There you see Madame Photographer at the sidelines. It's Luisa. And again, we would like to thank everybody who's joining us live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal TV. We also have our live streams on Facebook and on YouTube. Then later on, for our main game between Imus and Batangas, it will have a delayed telecast of 1PH beginning at 9 p.m. Again, folks, we do have the Pinoy Sakuragi in action tonight alongside Mr. Fast. It's Mark Pingris, JJ Helterbrand joining Macmac Cardona, Poy Poy Aktub, and the rest of the star-studded Imus SV squad. It's 42-30 at this point for Bacoor versus Laguna. Bacoor City enjoying this 12-point advantage. Bounce pass, Ano Nuevo. He needs a teammate with 5 to work with. Mescaliado, that's off to the right. Been a struggle in the second frame now for Laguna.
Mescaliado has missed back-to-back buckets right here para sa Laguna. It seems he's taking too much to try and power his shot from the legs. Kaya naging short yung mga tira niya.
The trend continues, the one you mentioned that Laguna tends to start strong. Then eventually, reality catches up with them. Here's Mark Montuano. Ooh! No travel called. Rebounded by Ajay. And it's still 2 points for Bacoor. Coach Nat is very furious.
He definitely wanted that call. But he does have a case, no?
Even the fans here in Batangas thought it was a travel. Instead, we continue. Jimenez inside. Good spin against Marquis.
Took it for himself right there. Could have passed it off to Jerome Garcia. Was open on the left wing, but good strong move by Jimenez against Marquis. He does have the height advantage, and he used it to perfection right there.
10 points down for Jimenez. The other end, Normal. Good fakes. Just short on the shot, but he recovers. Jan Normal going to Marquis. Top of the key. Too strong. Rebound. Good tap by JC Ajay. Inside they go. Mark Montuano. And he's fouled.
That's going to be an nuevo.
Again, we can't forget about Mark Montuano as we take a look at this previous sequence. Paulo Jimenez looking very confident in this game, especially against one of supposedly the MPBL legends already in Marquis. As he trims the lead down to 12 points, 44 to 32 hour score with 80 seconds remaining before halftime. We have the next 3 games for Bacoor. So next up, they have Mark Bingris, JJ Helderbrand, and the rest of Imos. And then it's Rizal and the Gensan Warriors. That's going to be a good matchup on May 26. Your thoughts about that?
Well, even that May 15 matchup against Imos, the Battle of Cavite, that's going to be something to watch out for. But that matchup against the Gensan Warriors, I mean, 2 of the top contenders here in the MPBL facing each other.
With 1 loss each.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, both of these squads with 2 of the most star-studded rosters that we have here this season, that definitely is something to watch out for.
Oh, by the way, that's also the rematch of Marquis versus John Wilson.
That's correct.
So that's something to watch out for. But right now, let's watch this game as Bacoor goes up against Laguna. Jan Normal, no foul call, but he still makes the 3-pointer. This guy is having one heck of a shooting night. Oh, that's another 2.
But, you know, still a bucket right there para kay Jan Normal. Initially, during that first quarter, it was James Kwekute and Joel Liu knocking down those buckets and getting hot. And then in the first part of the second quarter, Chito Jaime was the one knocking down buckets from the outside. Now, it's Jan Normal. So now you could really see in full display the depth that Bacoor City has in their roster because of the changing of hands in the scoring department.
This is the previous sequence. Jan Normal. Again, did he step on the line? Apparently he did because it was ruled as a 2-pointer. Third time that it has happened for him in this game. We have 37 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Bacoor is up by 14. Ivan Ludovice yelling 1. Here's JC Ajay working with Marquis. He finds himself wide open. In and out. Ajay, good work on the boards though. Just could not control it. Then here is Nino Ibanez who loses the basketball and he fouls Ivan Ludovice.
And Jerome Garcia is quite frustrated right there on the side because he was expecting a pass. There was 2 defenders right there stopping Nino Ibanez. But Ibanez ended up throwing that basketball away. Could have been butterfingers on that rock. To make matters worse para sa kanila, they're already in the penalty, so 2 free throws are going to be awarded here to Ivan Ludovice.
Ivan proceeds to the line. This guy has smoothly transitioned into one of the ultimate veterans in the league, not looking for his shot anymore. He used to be the star of Pasay before. Now he's just the kuya for his younger brothers.
Komportable na siya dyan sa role niya.
Well,
and he has no problems about him getting fewer shots, fewer minutes. He just wants to win right now. He just wants a championship.
This is certainly his best chance to win one. There's 9 seconds remaining before halftime. Nino Ibanez That's the last foul to give for Bacoor. First foul on Ivan Ludovice, who definitely knew what he was doing. With 4 seconds remaining, it will be a sideline inbound for Laguna. Nino Ibanez finding Jagars. Garcia tried to split the D. That's short on his jump shot. And we conclude our first 2 quarters of play with Jagars and the rest of Laguna trailing by 16. Again, they had a good start. A comfortable lead entering the first time out. But guys like Chito Jaime caught fire. James Cuecote, John Nermal, you did mention they have so many tools on the roster.
In fact, 3 players have 11 points to their name here para sa Bacoor City Strikers. But we just featured Chito Jaime right here because of those 3 3-point shots that he hit were all net. Chito Jaime coming to life here against the Laguna Krah Asia Heroes.
And I'm very excited for this interview because these are 2 people very familiar with each other. Chito Jaime now approaches our courtside reporter, Mika Abisames. Mika, go ahead.
Maraming salamat at kasama ko nga ngayon si Chito Jaime. Chito, clearly adjusted na kayo sa system ni Coach Alex. Ano? Pati yung mga trabaho nyo, yung mga roles, lalo na kayo mga veterano, kayo ni Mark, talagang obvious na. Anong masasabi mo doon?
Yun nga, sabi sa amin ni Coach Alex, basta pag pinasok kami, bigay lang namin yung best namin and gawin lang namin yung role namin sa loob ng court.
Pero nakita naman natin, itong nakaraang linggo, puro upset ang games, lumalakas na talaga ang mga teams. Anong importanteng ingatan sa second half?
Doble pa rin kami sa depensa namin. Huwag kami magpabaya, huwag kami mag-overconfident para makuha namin yung panalo.
Maraming salamat, Chito Jaime, and good luck sa second half. Magbabalik po ang OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin.
Back at the Batangas City Coliseum for your OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abisames, and let's get to know the Bacoor City Strikers a little bit more with a very important person, Sir Dennis Abella, the team owner of Bacoor. Sir, you know, we have seen the adjusted team to the system of Coach Alex Angeles. Ang ganda po ng simula nyo dito sa season. But you know, I'm sure your voice is very important to the boys. What do you keep telling them to keep motivated?
Well, lagi natin sinasabi since marami tayong individual players na kinuha na talagang magagaling. Ang naging problema namin ngayon is how to give them playing time. So, ang sinasabi namin lagi hanggang kanina bago maglaro na wag natin tignan yung individual scores, rebounds, or whatever na pang sarili natin. Ang tignan natin as a whole, ang kailangan natin manalo, mag-gel, manalo, matalo, we will win as a team. We will lose as a team. Dapat talagang solid tayo, walang inggitan, sama-sama lang tayo.
It's a very good point, sir. No? Talagang teamwork ang importante sa inyo. Sir, meron po ba kayong mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Madami. Okay, siyempre, pinapasalamatan ko ang buong Bacoor City, lahat ng sumusuporta sa amin. Hindi lang sa Bacoor po, sa buong Cavite City na nakasuporta sa Bacoor City Strikers. Na pinapangunahan po na nagpapasalamat tayo kay Mayor Strike Revilla na laging nandyan para sa atin. Ang kanyang may bahay, si Ma'am Shay Cabal Revilla, si Rob at si Baby Shaylee. Gusto ko rin pasalamatan ang ating major sponsor, ang philbet.com. Kundi dahil sa kanila, syempre, kailangan natin ng maganda-gandang suporta sa dami nating kinuha, di ba? Ang Almacar Construction, RKF Builders, RK Neil Tavo, City Advertising, Debantan Sports, MWell by Metro Pacific, 24 Alkaline Sea, ang aking pamilya, si Adrian, Patty, Kirsten, Ezra, and Enzo, and Liza, at syempre si paring Bobby Bautista.
Maraming salamat, sir. The very supportive Sir Dennis Abella, team owner of Bacoor. Magbabalik po ang OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
We're back inside the Batangas City Coliseum. It is halftime between Bacoor and Laguna in what has been a great shooting ball game so far. Later on, you will be able to see the high percentages from the field for both teams. It's just that Bacoor has gotten more chances here, especially because they have forced turnovers beginning in the first quarter. Not just that time around with Nino Ibanez scoring on the layup, but with the likes of James Quecote, even guys like Jimboy Pastoran, Joel Liu, they were able to run because of that great defense, spearheaded by head coach Alex Angeles.
Well, Bacoor wasn't able to really start off well in this game, but once they turned on the switch defensively, they were able to force some turnovers, force Laguna into some tough spots. They got some easy baskets on the break. Initially, this game started during the first 5 minutes with the Heroes up by 7 points, 14-7. But when Bacoor was able to put on the defensive switch and really pressure Laguna into those bad turnovers, they took over this game and led by as much as 16 points in the first half. And they really didn't look back after that. Various people changing hands in terms of scoring the ball para sa kanila. James Quecote, Joel Liu in the first quarter. Chito Jaime came on, and then Jan Normal took over in the latter part of that first half. Numbers here on your screens. Both of these teams are shooting well from the field. 55% para sa Bacoor, 51% para sa Laguna. But overall, it's the defense that has really powered Bacoor City to this huge advantage. At the half, they've been moving the ball around and committing less turnovers compared to the Heroes.
As you can see, the bench scoring of Bacoor already almost matching the whole of Laguna. Paulo Jimenez leading the way for Laguna with 10. Ibanez has 9. Mescaliado and Santiago combining for 7. On the other end, it's 33 combined points, 11 each for Jaime, Normal, and Quecote. And behind them is Joel Liu with 6 points. And because of that depth of Bacoor, the shuffle has continued. Hindi na nga natin nakita si James Quecote sa second quarter. But now he will begin the second half alongside Jimboy Pastoran. And they also have Marquis, Joel Liu, and Jammer Hamito. As for Laguna, we have Paulo Pontejos, Dexter Mescaliado, Paulo Jimenez. And they also have Jay Gars and Floyd Dedicatoria. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez with Javi Palanya and Nika Abisamis. Pass inside. Jimenez, no good, and it's rebounded by Marquis.
Was not able to continue his stellar play on that occasion. Ito si Paulo Jimenez. He has been one of the bright spots for Coach Nat Gregorio in this game. Just could not convert on that opening basket here in the third quarter.
Here's Marquis. Mid-range shot is short. Rebound. Jammer Hamito. They kick it out. Joel Liu. They go to Pastoran, who certainly has that shot, and he makes it from downtown.
Textbook 3-point shot right there. Galing kay Jimboy Pastoran. Got it right in his shot pocket. High looper of a shot. Good backspin. Just enough to get it down the hole.
The lead has been extended to 19, the biggest of the ball game. Here's Paulo Pontejos. Two-man game. They go to Floyd Dedicatoria, who makes the jump shot.
JRU connection right there. Two different generations of heavy bombers conniving on that play. Pontejos to Dedicatoria.
By the way, it's good to see Floyd Dedicatoria match up with Marquis. Very timeless players that we have in the MPBL. Pastoran misfires. Pontejos grabs the board.
I'm sure Laguna heaved a sigh of relief right there. That could have been back-to-back 3-point baskets para kay Jimboy Pastoran. Already hit one earlier.
Here's Floyd. Handoff, another one. Escaliado going right against Marquis. Now he goes left. Leaner. Oh, that's a tough one from Dexter Mescaliado.
Good weave offense on top, eventually ending in the hands of Dex Mescaliado, who took Marquis off the dribble and got that semi-hook shot to go once again.
James Quecote, bit too strong. Good tap by Marquis. Very smart one at that. They go back to Quecote, who this time drives. He gives it up. Yi behind the back onto Liu. Another pass. Pastoran, corner three-pointer.
Telling everybody that I'm not going to miss two straight. Making up for that last missed shot on the previous possession. That's great patience on the offense para dito sa Bacoor City Strikers. Moving the ball around on that second chance opportunity made possible by Mark Yee.
That's 6 points now for Jimboy Pastoran. Jimenales short on the other end. Can Bacoor extend the lead, make it 20 or 21 points? Here's Joey Liu. They kick it out. Kwekotay. There's a foul inside. It's an unspo.
Not really sure who this will go up against. But our referee was facing Jammer Hamido when he made that unsportsmanlike signal.
They were even staring at each other after the sequence. But good thing that it did not elevate anymore into a level that we do not desire.
And it seems these two guys, ngayon lang nagkakabangayan to because Jammer Hamido has not seen a lot of playing time in that first half. So I'm not sure there was some history to this.
Ooh. On the box out, nauna si Hamito. Mescaliado took it personally.
That's a close fist by Mescaliado. But I'm pretty sure after this review, it's going to be a double unspo.
Alright, so as we wait for the decision, we would like to thank our sponsors, OKBet, together we win with OKBet, Extreme, the one-stop shop appliances store, Suzuki, our official motorcycle partner, Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the MPBL, and Anta, the MPBL's official outfitter. Referee Jovet Ocfemia now approaching Richard Tampos for the official call. So what will it be? It's between Dexter Mescaliado and Jammer Hamito.
Upon review, it's a double and sportsmanlike foul between number 81, Jammer Hamido.
Hard to overlook that,
number 30,
especially
Mescaliado.
the blow that
Also his
Mescaliado
third
threw
foul.
was a closed fist. Kung di mo tawagan yun, you're setting a dangerous precedent for this game.
So because of the double unspo, he had to follow the possession arrow. It's pointing Bacoor's way. So it will be a baseline inbound courtesy of Jimboy Pastoran. Mescaliado has been taken out in favor of Miko Palyares. It's his first appearance in this game. Here's James Kwekute from the inbound. Off to the right, rebound Miko. And here's Paulo Pontejos.
0 out of 2 in this third quarter from the outside is James Kwekute.
But you know that he will continue shooting.
Oh yeah, he will not be shy at all.
54-36. Here's Palyares against Kwekute. You see just how big Kwekute is defending Miko. Palyares will fire. That's off to the right. Rebound, Joey Liu.
And he's very physically imposing. Covers a lot of ground.
Marquis. Back to Liu. Pastoran asking for the pick from Hamito. Jimboy. Back to Joel. Pastoran again. Off to the right. Rebound. Good effort by Jimenales.
Could have been the second time in this quarter that Liu and Pastoran connected with each other.
Here's Paulo Pontejos against James Kwekute. Paulo, one-hander. It's off to the left. And here comes Bacoor. Kwekute asking for it. He gives it up to Liu. Back to James. Now it's Pastoran. Working with Marquis. Back to Jimboy. Shot clock reading 10. Pastoran on the left wing. They go back to Kwekute. Now it's Hamito. Everybody getting touches here. Hamito stepping back. Too strong. Rebound. It belongs to Laguna.
Not sure why he did not get it to Marquis right before Jimenales made that denial on the low block inside.
Jay Gars. He pulls up. Three-pointer is good for Garcia.
That's something that he has been known for all throughout his career. Again, just like we mentioned earlier, it's just going to be a matter of time before he regains his bearings.
54-39. Marquis looking for a teammate. There's Pastoran, and now it's Liu. Bounce pass inside. Jammer Hamito turning around and missing. Yi gets the board, and he goes through the reverse.
I must say, Paolo Jimenez should be ashamed of himself. When you have a guy like Marquis getting a quicker second jump than you on the second chance opportunity, that is unacceptable.
Yi extends the lead to 17 points. There's the conditioning. Active once again for Marquis, paying off. Pontejos picking up the foul. A lot of physicality on that drive.
A good job by Pastoran to be able to keep in step, move his feet, and slide down to protect the lane to the basket para dito kay Paolo Pontejos. As you see, that conversion from the outside by Jerome Garcia. There you see, Marquis, come on, snatching that ball away from the Laguna front line. You're supposed to be first at the basketball right there, especially that it's your defensive possession.
We go back with Laguna. 3-point shooting, 8 out of 19 for Bacoor. 3 out of 5 for Laguna. Just devastating right there for the Krah Asia team.
Oh, the Heroes might have the better percentage from the outside, but you know, once you give up 19 3-point shots and you let your opponent shoot 8 of them, that really limits your opportunity of getting back in the game.
And there is another 3-point attempt. It's converted by James Quecote.
They continue to sit on that zone, and Bacoor has done a wonderful job of moving that ball from side to side, getting that open man. And James Quecote, like you mentioned earlier, he will not be ashamed of taking another shot no matter how many he misses. What a tap by Lee Yu. Could have been a highlight right there.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that? He was already falling down and he was able to give up the overhead pass to Joey Lee Yu. Sorry to interrupt you right there.
But the athleticism of these guys, especially James Quecote, that's crazy.
Now, because of that effort, they will have possession here with a score of 59-39. Speaking of Bacoor, Chito Jaime now checks in alongside Decoy Lopez, who's making his first appearance in this game. So everybody has played for Bacoor except for Lester Reyes.
I actually forgot Decoy Lopez was part of this Bacoor roster.
That's how deep they are. You know, they also have Jamo Eguilos on their roster.
Former Zamboanga players.
J.R. Galit's not even activated. Rocky Asidre.
As well as Cranial Veloria.
That's how deep they are. Here's James Quecote onto Chito Jaime, who fires and misses. And it's Marquis who gets the board again. Jimboy Pastoran, another three-pointer. Another offensive board though. And it's blocked by Asibar.
I'm not really agreeing on Ken Asibar celebrating on that block because his teammates and himself, of course, have not done a great effort of preventing Bacoor from crashing the offensive glass. Although he gets that jumper right there, they need to do a better job working that defensive end of the floor.
In terms of rebounding, Bacoor is +7 at that department. 3 minutes and change remaining in the third frame. Here's James Quecote on the cross and bounce pass. Pastoran back to James. He fires again. Too strong. Another offensive board. No. This time around, it goes to Laguna. Pontejos tried to go behind the back. And he goes to Garcia. Here's Asibar. Again, feeling it. Asibar inside. He scores. You know the thing about Ken Asibar, he's been actually experiencing a right elbow injury. So that's his shooting elbow. And yet he's been shooting the ball a lot better.
So kanina nga may suot pa siyang sleeve dyan sa arm na yan eh. But right now, tinanggal niya na. And he has been much more active offensively here in this quarter para sa Laguna. And again, defense has to be improved here for the Heroes.
So Asibar proceeds to the line for the bonus. Again, he's coming off of 30 points in Laguna's previous outing versus Balti Baltazar in Pampanga. Free throws a miss though. So now Bacoor has Ivano Davise, Alvin Alday, John Dermal, Chito Jaime, and Decoy Lopez against that zone of Laguna. Here's Chito. Dermal asking for it. He fires. Too strong. Rebound Ibanez.
Bit too cold still off the bench. Ito si John Dermal. First attempt here in this quarter.
Then again, he was one of the leading scorers of Bacoor in the first half, tallying 11 alongside Quecote and Jaime. There's a foul on Decoy Lopez.
Pontejos does a wonderful job of doing that, you know, baiting the defense into trying to reach in for that basketball.
It's going to be a sideline inbound for Nino Ibanez, being defended by Alvin Alday. Back to Nino, calling out the play. Here's the motion offense of Laguna. Paulo Pontejos, screened by Ivan Villanueva. Pontejos escapes. That ball is off of Paulo.
Couple of times already that Pontejos has lost the basketball driving to the lane.
So we go back with the Strikers. We're up by 16. So far, it's a deadlock in terms of third quarter scoring at 11 apiece. Under 2 minutes. Jan Nermal on to Chito Jaime. Back to Jan. Ooh, it's a walk.
In the past few possessions, Laguna has improved their rotation defensively, but they really have to work on boxing out and preventing Bacoor from getting into the offensive glass.
Ibanez calling out the same play that's tapped away by Ivan Ludovice.
I'd be much more satisfied if you made an effort to really box out rather than have the offensive player just get the ball and snatch it away from you.
They do have another set of big men here in Asibar and Villanueva. Let's see if they can respond. As Palhares finds Ivan with 4 to work with. Villanueva, ooh, he backs it in.
Thought that would be too strong on that attempt, but somehow found its way to kiss it off the glass.
The other end, Laguna still with that zone. We did mention the rebounding. It's usually the struggle when you are in a zone, as Decoy Lopez scores inside. No rebound needed.
At that time, Alday getting into the teeth of the defense, attracting 2 defenders. Villanueva too late on the help. Asibar just right on the side there, nudging Decoy Lopez, trying to bother that shot to no avail.
That was an easy call for the referee as Lopez misfires, rebounded by Asibar. 1 minute to go in the third. Here's Nico Palhares, met by Decoy. We go back to Nino. Now it's Ano Nuevo. Ibanez asking Villanueva to go to the baseline. Asibar onto the corner now. 4 to work with. Nico Palhares, too strong.
Good ball movement right there para sa Laguna. Even if that was a miss, at least there was some intention to get someone open right there. Ano Nuevo getting the extra pass to Palhares, but he's not really much of a three-point shooter.
Oh, Alvin Alday fires and misses. It's rebounded by Ivan Villanueva. You have no more shot clock. 17 seconds to go before the end of the third frame. Nico Palhares, lumalabas. Ken Asibar. They go back to Nino Ibanez inside with 5 seconds to go. Villanueva, no good on the hook shot. Jaime looks up and he fires from half court. Almost made it. That will do it, folks. For the first 3 quarters of Bacoor and Laguna, the Strikers are up by 16.
The Strikers continue to play well on both ends of the floor, preventing any opportunities para dito sa Laguna to get back into this game. And it has been still a tough mountain to climb for the Heroes against the Strikers.
You see the great overall performance by James Kwekute in their previous home court defense.
14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. As well, effortless showing offensively para kay James Kwekute. And right now, efficient outing from the outside, 3 out of 6 from downtown. And he has really done his part offensively as well as on the defensive part of the floor para kay Coach Alex Angeles in the Bacoor City Strikers.
14 big points for James Kwekute, who possibly might not be seeing action anymore because that has been the type of rotation implemented by Coach Alex Angeles. Right now, they have Ivan Ludovice being joined by Alvin Alday, Decoy Lopez, Jan Dermal, and Chito Jaime. The other end for Laguna, it's Nino Ibanez with the alley-oop to Ken Azibar, being joined by Ivan Villanueva, Miko Palyares, and Pat Anunuevo. Folks, thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Javi Palanya and Mika Abisamis. The score reads 61-45 between Laguna and Bacoor, following the previous victory, the first victory of the season for Val City, winning against the Rizal Golden Coolers. And later on, it will be Imos with the debut of Mark Pingris joining JJ Helderbrand and Macma Cardona. They go up against the Batangas City Embassy Chill.
Oh boy, what a match that will be later on.
Right now, Laguna still looking for answers. Is this a zone now by Bacoor?
Yes, it looks like a 2-3.
Palyares, three-pointer is good. They badly needed that shot to go in.
A rare conversion from the outside para dito sa Laguna. Only their fourth three-point shot of the game, but they have not been getting shots from that distance in this match.
Alvin Alday, they go to Chito Jaime. Three-pointer again. In and out. The rebounding seems to be better for Laguna. You did mention the offensive rebounding really pushing it for Bacoor in the third frame. Now they almost force a steal. They do. Jan Dermal, alley-oop to Chito Jaime, who recovers and misses, and it ends up with a two-pointer for Jan Dermal.
That's the luxury when you have more players back on transition. You have that opportunity to get the offensive rebound, and a lot of their points have come from that department, putbacks.
They almost force another steal as Ibar is fouled by Chito Jaime.
Actually, a great matchup at the 4 spot. Asibar and Chito Jaime, both great scoring big men at the power forward position.
Who shoot a lot.
Yes. But, it's just that Bacoor has just been a better team overall. At the end of the day, this is a team sport, and whichever team will perform the best will end up on top. Very hard to carry a team that does not play on both ends. And you could argue that Ken Asibar may be having another good offensive game, but defense has just been absent most of the game para dito sa Laguna.
Asibar at the line, he made the first free throw. Those are his numbers, 7-3, 50% from the stripe. Now he's at 33%. By the way, a couple of people checked in. You have Dexter Mezcaliado, bumalik na rin, sina Marquis, James Cuecote, and Michael Cañete. Here's Marquis. They go to Ivan Lodovice inside. Cañete. That's a beautiful looking play for Bacoor.
Too easy, busting that zone with quick ball movement, not knowing who's going to take the shot, keeping the defense guessing, ending up with a Cañete basket.
That's a good play by Laguna. They actually did something like that as well in the first half, leading onto a big man jump shot.
Oh, they've been running a lot of that motion offense in this game. Not really much change in terms of how they run their sets. That's why Bacoor has also had an easy time guarding it and preventing them from converting.
It looks like there was a foul on Marquis as Asibar made the jump shot, so it will go back, the possession, to Laguna. But we have a timeout first. The score is 65-51. Ken Asibar, we did mention, had 30 points in their previous outing. 13 of those came in the second quarter.
13 out of 23 from the field. Also very efficient showing para dito kay Ken Asibar. Good clip from the field, 4 rebounds. But as a big man, I expect him to get more boards. 4 rebounds just wouldn't cut it if you're a guy like Ken Asibar. This is a guy who used to get a lot of double-doubles in college and in his early days at the pros. But right now, those 4 rebounds in the last game together with his 30 points. And those 3 rebounds right now, if you ask me, not enough for Ken Asibar.
Right now, they're facing a 14-point deficit. They do get the possession back after a loose ball foul on Marquis. It's Ibanez who makes that 3-pointer. So the lead has been cut down to 11. It's still not over for Laguna.
Closest they have been in quite a while here, talking about the Heroes. Ibanez needs to get his act going soon once again, just like he did in the opening period.
There's a foul here. Ibanez admitting to it.
First team foul para sa Laguna in this quarter.
Second foul on Nino Ibanez, who just made this 3-pointer. We did mention he already matched his previous game output of 7 points in the first quarter alone. As Nermal misfires, there's another offensive board for Bacoor.
And this time, it's their point guard crashing the offensive glass in Ivan Ludovice. Ivan Villanueva failing to locate Ivan Ludovice right behind his back, snatching that rebound away from him and getting an opportunity for 2 here.
First free throw is good for Ivan Ludovice. That's Coach Alex Angeles. I'm sure he has a good problem at his hands to try to shuffle all of these talented players that he has this year. Last year he was the head coach of the Bacolod team that was led by Marquis. The crew has transferred onto Bacoor. Jay Gars and Paolo Jimenez return in the ball game, facing a 13-point deficit with 7 minutes and change remaining. Here's Nino Ibanez. They go to Jay Gars. Very lengthy team right now on the court for Bacoor. Ibanez against Ivan Ludovice. Nino. They go to Villanueva, who misfires. Rebound, one-handed at that for Marquis.
I wouldn't want to get within 2 feet of that.
Yeah, dito na lang tayo sa commentary table. Here is Michael Cañete. Again, a lot of suave the way he moves. And there's a foul call.
That's the first time I've seen him this game caught in quite a bind. But this time Laguna adjusted. You know, they had 2 defenders try and catch that move of Mike Cañete. However, there was a foul called, so it's gonna be a baseline inbound para dito sa Bacoor.
It's Ivan Ludovice to bring that ball in. Straight to Quecote, who almost turned the ball over. Joel Liu finding Cañete. Good fake, but great recovery from Paolo Jimenez. The other end we go. Ibanez on the spin, almost traveled. Kick out, it ends up with Jimenez. Paolo, back to Nino. Now it's Dexter Mescaliado. Crucial 3, but he misses. Villanueva gets the board, and he also is fouled inside.
But Coach Nat Gregorio quite frustrated on the sideline, although that was a wide open 3 by Dex Mescaliado. At this point, you have to be able to play smart. And playing smart means giving it to the better shooter. That time you had Jerome Garcia wide open on the left wing. Good thing Ivan Villanueva was there to color the offensive rebound, but missing on the first try from the line.
Ivan will look to redeem himself. We haven't seen as many free throws in this ball game, both less than 10 for both our squads. It is 67-55. 6 minutes to go. Ludovice, they go to Quecote. Swing it over to Joel Liu. Those two, by the way, seem to be very close to each other. Joel Liu pulling up. No good, no foul as well. Ball tapped away. Forward pass. Jimenez almost lost space. Cross court. Jay Gars was not able to control it, but Ibanez was there. And here's Villanueva. Ivan against Cañete. They put it back up. They're back down now. Villanueva, good cut, but no connection for Laguna.
Shovel pass intended for Dex Mescaliado. You could really see the frustration on each of their faces.
Yes. Especially on Ivan Villanueva's very expressive face. We have a timeout. 5 minutes and 24 remaining. It's 67-55. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are coming to you live from the Batangas City Coliseum for your MPBL Tuesday. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Miss Mika Abisamis. Later on, it will be Imos featuring Mark Pingris, JJ Helterbrand, Mac Macardona and company, challenging the Batangas City Embassy Chill. But right now, we are featuring this guy, James Quecote, who makes yet another three-point shot.
Oh, seeing that they weren't able to make shots from the outside in the past few possessions, taking matters into his own hands, coming off the screen despite the zone, pulling up and getting one from downtown.
Ibanez could not answer back, rebounded by Quecote. And he gives it up to Ivan Ludovice. Bacoor taking care of this 15-point lead of theirs. Cross court they go. Quecote onto Marquis. Still against that zone. Now it's Ivan's turn to fire. No good. Ball tapped away. Laguna now with possession. It's been a bit of a slow second half, Javi.
Both teams have been resorting to playing zone here in this fourth quarter.
That's usually the case. Mabagal ang laro pag nakazone ang mga koponan. Quecote inside, good feed. Cañete again taking his time, no foul called. They go back to Quecote. He attacks. Hook shot, nope. Recovery. Ludovice will slow things down. Such a veteran move from Ivan Ludovice, who goes quickly to Quecote. In and out though on the three-pointer. Almost snatched away by Cañete, but that's a foul called on Michael.
He wanted that shot, talking about James Quecote. Could not convert from that right corner. There's going to be some substitutions here.
Aaron Heruta checking in, and Lester Reyes, the last guy off of the bench of Bacoor, making his first appearance. Lester Reyes, remember last year, he used to play a lot of minutes for the Strikers, nila Mark Mantuano, but it's a different story this time around. Though it is increased championship chances for them with a star-studded team. Garcia inside, good feed to Jimenez. Sorry, missed though for Paulo. There's a loose ball foul. Looks to be on Marquis again.
They've gotten their looks, but they just could not get it to go down. Talking about the Laguna Krah Asia Heroes, and you know, when you get shots like that and not make them, that just adds up to the frustration that you have, especially that you've already gotten to within 12 points. But you just gotta be, you know, strong of mind here and strong of heart. There's still some time remaining here. If you get to score these two free throws and get a stop on the other end, maybe get two outside shots consecutively, this could be a different ball game para sa Laguna.
Jimenez makes the first of two with 3 minutes and 29 remaining, and he makes it 2 out of 2. Coach Nat asking for somebody to defend James Quecote. That's Dexter Mescaliado.
Laguna has to quicken up the pace here.
Now they've gone man-to-man. Heruta onto Marquis against Ken Asibar. Marquis will now go onto the post. He misses. He gets his own board. Now he gets blocked. Good recovery by Jimenez, who tried to help out Marquis. ball goes out of bounds as Mark Montuano returns from Marquis.
Sa tagal na natin napapanood si Marquino, I still am very dumbfounded when he gets rebounds like that.
You know, at this point, especially when you consider his age, it just amazes us. We've heard a lot of stories about his dedication, his workouts, paying off for him in the 5th season of the MPBL. We have a timeout, 17-57 our score. See the next 3 games of Laguna. That's going to be a bit tough for them with Pasig City on May 16. Sarangani, who won with a big-time victory. That was against Quezon, right?
That's correct.
And they face the Huskers on May 27. So it's not going to get any easier for Laguna. Can't think about the schedule. Just think about each game. Right now, they're down by 13 with 3 minutes and change remaining. Ken Asibar. And here is Paulo Pontejos. Screened by Jimenez. Pontejos dashing his way through, but no good on the shot.
Woes continue to compound here para dito sa Laguna. Easy shot that usually is very makeable para kay Paulo Pontejos. Just could not get it through.
Heruta onto Joel Liu. Jump shot, in and out. Good rebound by Lester Reyes. Sorry miss, but he will go to the line.
Liu missing only his 2nd shot of the game. But you allow Lester Reyes to get good position for that offensive rebound. Every big man on that Bacoor roster that has played here in this game, I'm pretty sure has at least 1 offensive rebound.
Reyes proceeds to the line. Again, Lester Reyes, this guy last year was one of the staples in the starting lineup for Bacoor. Before that, he was a part of the San Juan Knights that were champions in Season 2 of the MPBL. It's actually interesting that they're getting minutes in this moment. Well, they do have a comfortable 13-point lead. But we all know that they are also very reliable as veterans. Silang dalawa ni Mark Montuano. There's a free throw lane violation on Lester Reyes. He just could not cross that line before the ball hits the rim. So we go back with Laguna. Here's Ivan Villanueva against Mark Montuano. Paulo Pontejos now calling out to play. Mescaliado against Quecote. They go to Jay Garz. Jerome fires. That's too strong. Rebound belonging to Bacoor.
He was waiting for that basketball for quite some time already, and Laguna just could not set him up. That's why he was over-rushing that shot.
Lester Reyes with a pass that was too high for James Quecote. It was that high that Quecote could not even try to jump for it. Pressure defense continues. Last 2 minutes now in the ball game. Jimenez, hand off to Pontejos. Paulo back to Jimenez. And another sorry miss.
He's missed his last 2 attempts from point-blank range. Talking about Paulo Jimenez. Good setups for the big man. Just could not convert. Laguna has dropped down to 46% from the field.
Here's Lester Reyes. 3-pointer is good. And the Bacoor City bench rejoices.
That just might be the dagger right there for the Strikers. Let's see if there's still some fight left here from Laguna.
73-57, 1 minute and 15 to go. Jay Garz going to Mescaliado, who fires. He answers back.
Might be a case of just too little, too late para dito sa Laguna. Had they been able to get those previous shots to go, this would have been a different ball game.
Here's Aaron Heruta working with Mark Montuano. Inside they go. Montuano tried to spin, but it's a turnover. Villanueva on the other end, working with Pontejos. Ivan on the layup.
Reward your big man for running the floor. That's exactly what Paulo Pontejos did on that play. But still an 11-point lead here. Time definitely not on the side of Laguna, and Strikers will run out the clock here. Time management.
Here's Joey Liu from downtown. No good. Mark Montuano, he gets the board. Inside, he scores. And oh, by the way, Mark Montuano now has 993 MPBL points. He's 7 points away from reaching the 1,000 points club.
16 offensive rebounds in this game for the Strikers, and that's going to be a remarkable feat for Mark Montuano. Really was at least one of the faces for Bacoor City last year, but credit to him for taking a backseat in this year's campaign to be able to accommodate bigger names on the roster and give themselves a better chance of competing for the championship.
That's what he tells himself. Basta kasama ako sa malakas na team, okay na. Masaya na ako dyan. Because he does have a good chance to win the chip. Last year it was really, I wouldn't want to say a struggle for them, but it was a big challenge for Bacoor, with 3 new faces joining them in the mid-season against some of the Titans in the MPBL. Montuano now sharing a laugh with Lester Reyes in the last 24 seconds. Laguna will inbound from the side, down by 13. Villanueva working with Mezcaliado. Here's Jimenez. They're looking for Jagars. There's Jerome, good fake. Another kick out. Pontejos with another fake. 3-pointer is good. So yeah, only have 10 seconds to go.
Real pity for Laguna. This could have been a different ball game indeed.
And so that will do it. A 10-point win for the Bacoor City Strikers with a final score of 75-65. A well-balanced day in terms of scoring for their players. And you did mention offensive rebounding was really key for them, especially in the second half.
3 players scoring in double figures para sa kanila. Chito Jaime, John Normal, and James Quecote still the ones in that department para sa kanila, but it's that man who really led the charge for them and top scored for the Strikers in this game. 4 out of 9 from downtown, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, but you gotta give credit to the other players, especially the frontline men of Coach Alex Angles for opening up lanes para sa kanila and getting the baskets to be easy para kila James Quecote and company.
So now Mika Abisamis is with our best player, James Quecote.
That's right. I am with the best player of this ball game, James Quecote. James, I know how comfortable you are with the system of Coach Alex, but in this game specifically, I also saw, and it was very obvious, that you've already adjusted with your teammates as well.
Say it again, say it again.
It's very obvious in this game that even if you're very comfortable with the system of Coach Alex, you've also adjusted with your teammates as well.
Well, honestly, my teammates welcomed me, and we just gelled in practice, and it shows in the games. You know, when we play in the game, it's more easier because practice you play hard, right? Harder than the game. So when it comes to game time, it's easier. So yeah.
All right. What do you want to tell them, the coaches, your teammates, or is there anybody you want to greet?
I want to thank all the Bacoor support all the way in Cavite, people from my family from Pampanga, and also from Toronto. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me and especially my new team, and yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you and congratulations. Back to you guys, Migs and Javi.
Thank you, Mika. Big time win for the Bacoor City Strikers, who now have 3 straight victories in the 5th season of the MPBL. They go up 7 wins and 1 loss. Laguna will go down 2 wins and 7 losses. Thank you for joining us in our second game, folks. In behalf of our courtside reporter, Mika Abisamis, and my partner, Javi Palanya, my name is Migs Gomez, and stay tuned for more of your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ng Liga ng Bawat Pilipino.
Sa Visayas, sa Mindanao, ng bawat isa.